I am finally delivering on something you guys have asked for. Quite a few of you asked for. You guys really wanted to see a second part on the Michigan 35A. So last time you guys saw this thing was 6 months ago. It was sitting at my uncle's farm next to a horse manure pile, and it was covered in weeds up to about here. Also had its cab and hood, but we'll get to that. So I haven't been able to work on this thing. I live 800 miles away from where this thing is at my family's farm. So sorry it took me so long, but my dad has been doing a lot of work to it, and we have some video of what he's done on it. So I will definitely show you guys that after I do a little walk around and kind of explain what happened with this thing. So to back it way up, my dad's had this thing for years, or had it for years. He bought it at another construction company, and it was, I think the motor was pulled out of it and the motor was practically junk. They rebuilt it, and then him and my uncle used it for a few years doing odds and ends jobs and stuff with it, from my understanding. So it does have some personal value to us, I guess. I'm glad we saved it. And then after my dad and uncle kind of got done with it, my uncle took it for his farm to move manure around and load manure spreaders. So that's kind of the whole backstory on this machine. It was since replaced by a loader tractor that is just much more reliable and works better for my uncle's needs. So this thing kind of sat, and yeah, and then you saw us rescue it. Well, you didn't see us rescue it, but you saw us get it running, and we decided it was worthy of rescue. So I don't have any clips of them loading it up. They had to push it up on our 20-ton detachable trailer. Not detachable, it's a pintle trailer. And yeah, drug it home here, and my dad did a ton of work to it to get it to run right. So I'm going to go ahead and put all those clips that my dad took for me in here of what he did. He filmed it on a GoPro. So the video quality is going to be a little different than what I usually have, but
after episode 1, a couple spark plugs got broken off in the flathead, so that's going to have to be addressed. Might have to pull that cab and that hood, so hopefully we can get right to the top of the motor and get those pieces out of the 2 old spark plugs. If not, we'll have to pull the flathead off. So here she is, and the tires are remarkably well preserved. They had all been replaced, probably 15 or 16 years ago. Don't know that we have any footage of when we drug it out of the manure pile. Have a couple pictures. Drug it out with the awesome Bobcat T740. Loaded up on the back of the Peterbilt 330 and a 20-ton. And had to stick a battery in it, crank the motor, so we had a little power steering. But it went on remarkably easy. Took a little bit to lift the bucket up. And that's how we're holding the bucket up. A couple pieces of wood under the boom, right on top of the cylinder, easy peasy. And then rolled the bucket on back and put the strap on her. So, oh, beautiful. All right, we got some trash here. Oh, multiple. Bee spray and starting fluid. All the good stuff. But the one real goodie here is my old pliers, which I had from the first episode. Oh, that one's still got a lid on it. That's good stuff right there. Save that. And the goodies for the day are a pair of chains that fit these tires. One of the really good things about this machine is 4 matching tires with plenty of tread and not too dry rotted at all. Got some life left in them, because if they were bad, sometimes buying tires for something this age just knocks it out of the ballpark as far as being able to fix it. So we're going to clean out these chains. And earlier today I did a little dumpster diving and found a piece of 16-inch wide 3/4 inch plywood Daggone, that's gonna make a nice seat bottom right there. Okay, so we're back here at the Michigan next morning. We got the cab unbolted. There's only about 8 bolts holding this thing together, little 3/8 things. All of them came out. Cut a nice little piece of plywood to sit on. We're gonna do some custom upholstery on that. So getting ready to lift this thing off and see if we can do it without busting any of this glass, because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of good glass in it. Windshield's plexiglass. We'll have to redo that because it's crapped out or fogged up. But get this cab out and see if we can do it without hurting it anymore. All right, so we got that cab off real quick. Looking good there. Yeah, anybody, if anybody sees this, they have a better cab, let us know. And we're getting ready to try to yank this hood off real quick. Gotta trim up a few trees growing through it. Okay, so this morning we got the cab off and the hood off. And now we're down to the problem, which is when we tried to pull the spark plugs out. When I tried to pull the spark plugs out, I broke 2 of them. We were trying to get in there to load it up with some lubricants to get the valves unstuck and that type of thing. So we're going to try and get these spark plug bases out. Going to heat up that flathead real good, spray it down with a little bit of penetrating oil, and then use our easy out. See if we can get them out of there. Then, since it's so easy to get to the rest of this, we'll run a compression check on it real quick and see if these other cylinders have been soaking. But we'll pull those plugs because I know I can get them out, re-soak this thing, and see if those valves are going to unstick so we can get some compression out of it. Okay, so we heated the head and soaked it with PB Blaster, heated the head and soaked it with PB Blaster, and finally got these 2 pieces of spark plug out of there. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And the second one we had to use the Milwaukee Impact on it. And this is a screw exactor. What the heck are these? 2-pecs or something like that. Got them off the old Amazon, and used the biggest one there. Easy out. Sweet. And they finally both came out of there. So now we're going to pull the other 4 spark plugs, which I've had them out before, so they should pop right on out of there. And spin this baby over and see if we have compression in any of them. And don't know if I have a compression tester, but we'll use my finger. See what we got. Now if we still have some low on compression, we'll go ahead and re-soak them. See what's up. Little compression test. Ready? Yep. Alright, number 6 is good. Go ahead. 5, I can live with that. Go ahead. Number 4, no bueno. Go ahead. Number 3, no good. Number 2. Yep. Number 1. Alright, so we got 3-cylinder right now. We'll have to give her a good soak. $76, got something. Alright, so we didn't get anything on that one, but I'm not sure we were getting any seal. 1, 2, 3. Nada. liking that. Not reading on my gauge, but we'll see if we can get it plugged in there. Alright, so we got that number 4 tank plug. Went in with a little bit of effort, but we'll be alright. Mark that one as number 1. Alright, number 3, yeah. 1, 3. 1, 5, 3, 6. That's a shorty, so that looks about right. Oh, wait. Oh, this is the box. This is the one that. Little something there. Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Little something, something. Okay, so here we are back at the Michigan, and we just jumped this clicky-clacky electric fuel pump off of the battery. It came out of 953 and doesn't seem to be doing anything anymore, so we're going to pull that off and we're going to try and get some kind of fuel system, so we're not trying to do 17 different things at one time when we're trying to get it to start. Got a real nice rebuild job from our local guy. Been doing it for decades, and we're lucky to have somebody that can still work on these kind of carburetors. Had a little pinhole, and he epoxied it on both sides. Said we might be good for another 30 years. All right, so we yanked the spark plugs out again. We're going to do another compression test in a little bit, and maybe soak it down one more time with some penetrants and Marvel Mystery Oil before we put the carburetor on, because everything comes out of the intake valves and dumps down the intake manifold, and we really don't want to get that in this beautiful looking carburetor. So then we're going to try and order some kind of affordable electric fuel pump, chase this line back to the fuel tank, get it emptied out or see what's in there, and hopefully she's in good shape. So there we go. All right, so we just popped the fuel filter off, and I don't know, it might be interesting to see what comes out of that tank, if it even flows through that fuel line anymore. Might be back to the remote tank. We'll see. Okay, well, got that electric fuel pump off, and this is the output side of it. And she's looking a little clogged up too, so we shall see. Okay, so we just went through the whole thing. And it seems like we're getting a little compression out of every cylinder, somewhat, somehow. So, going to soak it down today with some more Marvel and a little bit of PB Blaster first, maybe, then some Marvel, and I think letting it sit with the plugs in it after they've been freed up and stuff like that, it was helping her. So we're going to do that one more time, since we really don't need to put the carburetor on today, because the further I go up this fuel system, it's all real ratty. So we're going to soak it down and hope for the best. And then I looked in the fuel tank on the other side there, and it didn't look that bad. And I don't know if we can see up there, but there's a real nice little shut-off valve on the bottom of that tank. We're going to pull that line off, run some stuff through that tank and the valve, and then just find a new hard line to go all the way to the back. Okay, so pitter patter, let's get at her. We're back here at the old Michigan. Put the final soak on the cylinders today, and put the spark plugs back in, and oh, look at that, that shouldn't be there. Put in a new set of points while we're at it. Condenser, cap and rotor we did the other day, so all that should be pretty good. I think I got the points kind of close, so I'll have to readjust them. And so next time we get at it, we'll put the carb back on. Got to order a electric fuel pump. Got the fuel tank draining. Ripped off the fuel line, or at least half of it. And we'll pull off this other half. It looks like it's just 3/8 brake line. It's going to get us a nice hard line. Ah, there goes my carburetor on the ground. So, get that fuel line, get an electric fuel pump, plumb all that up, then see what kind of success we have. So, we got the fuel tank opened up, looked in the bottom, looks really beautiful on the sides. Down at the bottom, the last inch or so, there's some definite corrosion there, surface stuff, and the pickup, or the petcock at the bottom, has about 1 inch extension that's going to keep us up above that crud, I hope. And I guess below that extension there was a large amount of moisture. So we got some new fuel line. We're going to plug that baby in to that petcock, tighten all that up, and mount this back to the original mounting bracket, which, look at that, from 1965. That baby's still prime. And then I think we're going to go from the end of this line with flexible to the carburetor, and we're going to stack 2 or 3 clear plastic fuel filters in line, just to protect that new carburetor. So that's where we're heading. I'm going to try and get the fuel line set up there tonight. Okay, so pull this back out of the bottom of the tank just so everybody can see what's going on. And there's this much freeboard in the bottom of that tank that hopefully is going to keep all that sediment and funkiness hanging down there. I wish I had a little nice screen filter for this, so maybe I'll look for that, because it wouldn't be that hard to pull it back out later, and maybe even extend it up a little bit higher with a screen or something. So we're going to go with what we got now, though. See if she's going to run or not, and go from there. Drippage here. Drippage everywhere. Ah, me or my. Huh. Little float stickage there, maybe. Hopefully I didn't soak the old GoPro. So the old set of points has this big silver spring on it. The new set only had the little copper contact thing, so I don't know if that's an issue or not, but we're going to try the old ones. Didn't really have a great points file, but we got something. Oh, we got some spark now. Well, we got spark at the plug. Got a low compression back there on that number 1. Come on, baby. It's on. Button.
Let it crank or just bump it?
Go ahead and crank it a little bit.
That was cool.
All right, so what did we ran out of gas?
I guess I don't have that hooked up.
Why did it get so happy?
Maybe it had gotten slid back.
Or if you moved it.
Huh?
I don't think I really moved it.
Maybe you just cleaned up. Is there a connection in there that you cleaned up?
Yeah, that was it. It was me. Yeah. fuel. Oh yeah. We'll be loading the old B model soon.
All right, so now that you guys are all kind of caught up on what it took to get to this spot, at least somewhat, with getting the broken spark plugs out and bringing compression back and getting it actually really running, I'm going to go ahead and run it a little bit for you guys. I got my buddy Steven here to do some filming. So without further ado, let's hop into that.
Got to make sure you don't run over the old golf cart there. Tilt your bucket back more. Tilt your bucket back more. 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 Okay. More. Because it's deceiving, because the bucket's like... Yeah, now pick up on your arms and come in. There you go.
It would help a lot if it was loose dirt.
Yeah, I mean, this is like gooey clay. That's like a full bucket load right there, though. Tilt your bucket back more, because you're like digging down. There you go. Gotta give this thing credit. It is some wet, sticky mud, and this thing, it's got probably more power than it looks. It's just filled with mud. Yeah, you can see in the cleats of the tires. Just gross stuff. Alright, we got my buddy Steven on it now. He's never run this thing, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, and the bucket's a really funky shape. This thing looks like a dinosaur. He's getting a scoop now. Yeah. Nice. Looks like the main cylinder's leaking a little, as expected. You missed. It was too far back.
Yeah, the bucket's really weird. And it's, the addition's nice because of the amount, but it's like,
Yeah.
see what you're doing. You can't feather the down either.
It's all or nothing. Yeah.
No brakes.
Try and smooth off a little. It's empty.
I'm trying to forget that the lift is going on. Look how it sprinkles into the dry dirt in here.
You're good. So that's going to wrap us up for this video update on the Michigan Model 35A. Now, a lot of you guys asked for this video. I'm sorry it took so long to get out to you guys. Like I said, I live 800 miles away from this machine, so working on it is not something I get to do very often. But all the clips of getting it running have been thanks to my father. He spent a lot of time trying to fiddle with this thing and get it to the point where we could run it and have some fun with it. So I thank him again. I also have to thank my buddy Steven, who is running the machine in this clip, for helping me out and doing some filming and just generally adding to the mood whenever we're working on something together. All right, well, thank you guys for watching. This is far from the end of the videos on this Michigan. Actually, next week, I will have another video coming out on this machine where we will be using it in conjunction with our 1965 Mac B61, and we're going to complete a job together. So it should be pretty special since they're both 1965 era machines. So definitely subscribe and keep an eye out for that video a week from when you see this. All right, thank you guys for watching. And if you haven't, please do like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton being able to work on this old stuff. And I will catch you guys on the next one.
Got the real OG videographer out here. Oh yeah, gotta learn how to flip it around.